Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Deadly Spacerock, Cycle 38. Things get interesting. We're your hosts. I'm Michael.
Things are only just now getting interesting, you think?
And that's the voice of Amanda, our other host.
Well, if you're going to start off with an outrageous statement.
Do you want to start again?
No.
No, we're committed.
I want you to explain how it hasn't been interesting yet.
I've been sleepwalking through all the previous videos. Couldn't tell you a single thing that happened. So what are we looking at?
We are looking at our colony. Don't you recognize
We
it?
have a colony? Who are these tiny people? What's going on?
This is the colony of Deadly Spacerock on day 38. You even said it. Let's start them going.
You know, let's just leave the past in the past. I'm more interested in this dynamic future.
Well, let's check on our mess hall. Yay! We have a mess hall with a stress relief bonus. So now when they eat, they can come in here. It's happening now. Come and munch while they're sitting in this nice little room. This room could be nicer.
So the average mess hall, or at least the intended mess hall, is not just going to have piles of rocks and copper sitting around.
No, and
it is not in its final state.
It should also be decorated, I think. So let's look at getting some paintings in here. You think?
Yeah, sure.
That's funny. They like each other. They think each other are decor.
They're friends.
Huh. Hey, you could put it right here? That's low.
Yeah, right behind everybody.
Okay. We'll do just those two for now.
So this is now the Great Hall.
I think actually the decor is coming from these tables. I think they like these tables, which makes sense. It doesn't tell me here what their decor. Oh no, it does say decor plus 11.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. The mess hall tables are attractive to them.
Because they're places to eat, so they don't have to sit on the floor in filth. Yeah, I could see why that would be attractive. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, I can't imagine why you're doing that. But we're playing Oxygen Not Included, which is essentially a virtual ant farm. It's a game that's in alpha release. It's still being worked on. Has not officially come out, but you can buy and play it now if you like exploring a game that may still have some significant bugs to it. In Oxygen Not Included, you have a couple of these little guys, which are called duplicants. You print them out of a central science fiction printer, and then you set a bunch of tasks for them to do, defining the drudgery that defines their existence, and trying to keep them alive in a hostile, rocky environment. Amanda really likes the bits where they snore, or stick food in their mouths and get big chipmunk cheeks like Dream Date Turner was doing there on the ladder, or Not the Grim Reaper is doing in the new mess hall. Look at those giant cheeks.
The chewing noises are also cute. Oh, he just spit that out and left.
Yeah, he got a case of the trots right away and just spat the rest of his food out.
Let's set up more of this. Oh, we can't. They can't make any more. They don't have enough left to make this. There we go.
Why do you suppose Dream Date Turner has decided to eat on a ladder instead of going all the way into the mess hall? He's not even enjoying it.
I don't know why he's
got the Mr.
there.
Yuck face and a straight sprint to the bathroom.
He knew he was going to have to run for it.
That was it. He wanted to give himself a head start. Like a long-distance runner, you know, he gets himself into position waiting for the starter pistol of his guts telling him that the race is now on.
Yeah. We have more people to come out, and we have enough calories that I think it's a good idea.
Okay, well, let's see who's ready to be printed. Come on down, Gossman, Rowan, and another Bonnie.
Wow, Gossman is miserable. What a terrible person. A single point of attributes and flatulent. And okay, she does have good stats as far as like she can take a...
She can eat straight up garbage.
She can eat garbage.
She's a raccoon.
Right. She can eat trash and she doesn't mind being in filth. She does have diver's lungs, and
She
germ
has to be
resistance.
germ resistant with the kind of food that she's willing to eat and the kind of filth she lives in.
Yeah.
Honestly, Gossman, I think, has been dug straight out of a dump or a recycling center and just given a little scrub clean and some clothes to put on. But really, that's a raccoon in duplicate form.
Meanwhile, look at this. Rowan has mole hands, so a digging bonus, and interior decorator, so a creativity bonus, and early bird, plus 2 bonuses in the morning.
Wow.
And not high expectations for decor or food, especially either.
Uh-huh.
The only downside of this guy is
Doesn't want to cook,
he
ever.
won't cook. That's fine. We already
You got plenty of cooks.
We only have 2 cooks, but that's all we need.
That's
I think.
plenty.
I don't like anybody to have negatives at all, but especially not negative athletics, because it means they move much slower.
She's only going to move half as fast as any of the other standard duplicates.
Yeah.
And that would be ones that don't have athletics bonuses.
Right. So I'm inclined to take Rowan here.
Sure.
I mean, look at that. Plus 5 to digging, plus 5 creativity. Plus 1 to learning is not really anything we need since we've got researchers already, but...
If only we knew enough about art history to be able to name a great artist who also dug pits in their backyard. Because that would be the perfect new name for Rowan.
Christo.
Christo?
Yeah.
He draped stuff, right? He's the guy who did the gates in Central Park and...
Yeah, but he also made earthworks. Like, he made spirals out of dirt and stuff.
There we go. So, newly redubbed.
Christomol.
Christomol. Perfect.
I don't want to infringe on Christo's copyright or whatever.
Yeah, any living artist, they probably got a team of lawyers with sharp teeth.
There we go.
Welcome, Christomol, to Deadly Spacerock. Cycle 39. Just goes right past that sculpture without a second glance. Not too impressed.
Alright, let's see what jobs he's got lined up here. Because he's not good at everything. He can't cook.
Can't
so
cook at all.
Fine. I think that's fine. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to cook, forgetting that he can't cook, and there won't even be a checkbox for it.
He's got gastrophobia. You ask him to cook, and he's just going to have like a full crying, psychotic break, a meltdown with tears and snot.
That's funny. Digging bonus gives him an advantage on mopping tasks, too.
Huh.
I don't really see the connection, but okay, I'll take it.
It's just a lot of moving your hands in repetitive shapes, I guess.
I guess.
You're going to want to probably make sure he's got a bed by the end of the day, so you might want to kick up the priority of Christomol's bed getting constructed.
I'm ahead of you. I already put it over there.
Oh, man. See, we've been keeping these little duplicates alive for long enough that we don't even have to give each other tips or point anything out.
Also, my 100 hours
100+ hours of study.
logged in this game. Alright, I think we are almost done with all the research. Okay,
I'm seeing a lot of gray here.
Yeah, there's some gray. But we have really torn through this tree. We probably need to do smelting next. We're going to want to refine metal pretty soon. I think we do need refined metal for the good electrical wire, for instance.
Okay.
And that's going to be a pain, but we'll deal with it when it comes.
Hey, take a look at that. The room that we were calling in our last video Little London looks a lot nicer than it used to be. Instead of being a thick fog of smog, thanks to the carbon skimmer, it almost looks pleasant to hang out down there.
Yeah, except for this big pocket of natural gas right here. What's that doing here? That might be some leakage from over here. Or it could just be that we dug it out. We kind of ran into a little pocket of it, and it's sort of floating around. You see some floating around down here. These little spots of orange. Hey, we've got one blossom growing here, but not this one. What's wrong with this one? Body temperature. This one is fine. 2 tiles away, this one can't handle the heat.
A little too warm.
Jeez. Picky. Alright, well, we'll plant more mealwood. Let's cancel this, and we'll make more lice loaf, since that is a way to improve the meal lice taste.
There's some lice down in the lower farm that they haven't picked up, or in the upper farm.
Yep.
They got food ingredients just laying out all over the place.
I think we may need to build them another refrigerator, actually. I think they may have filled this one up. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to full anyway. It's not totally full. Yeah, it says it's up to 75 of 100 kilograms, so it's not totally full yet. They're just being lazy about picking stuff up. Or we're being lazy about telling them to pick stuff up. I'm gonna make some more farm tiles. We did add more people, so we should probably keep putting more food down here. I don't know what to do about the natural gas trap down here. I guess I could put some mesh tiles here.
Yeah, there's an idea.
Create more airflow.
If you connect the two floors with more than just the ladder, there is an oxygen generator right above there.
Right.
Then again, it's not like the oxygen's going to flow down.
I can't remember how natural gas settles relative to the rest of the gases. Like, I know hydrogen goes to the top, and carbon dioxide sinks, but I'm not sure how natural gas conducts itself. So let's do some airflow tiles, actually, in case we spill some of this water. I don't want it to go into here. So we're gonna go maybe here. 1, 2, 3 here. 2, 3 here. Yeah. And then eventually we're gonna get this down and then mop it up from here. And then it'll end up, I guess, over here. In this
That'll be where they
reservoir.
empty out the clean water.
Right, they emptied the clean water into this. We've just kind of got some dirt hanging around.
They are really going through the water now all of a sudden.
Well, we have added lots more of them, and farming takes a lot of water.
Ah. So what's interesting is the little straw thing that hangs off of the crank that they have to push to get fresh water is no longer actually in the water, and yet they're still getting fresh water out of it.
That's true.
Like, at some point, does the game notice that the water table is lower than the pump?
The thing with this is that it only looks that way because there is an obstacle here.
Oh.
It usually goes down, I think, 1, 2, 3, even maybe 4.
Uh-huh.
Certainly at least 3 down, but it's just cut off there because they don't want to show it running into the sand. I mean, what we can do is give them a way to go down there and then have them dig that out. And while we're at it, we can have them tile these, and that will raise the water level.
Sure. I mean, at least some of them are amphibious or have really strong lungs and should be able to take care of it.
Yeah, with no problem. We've got one person with diver's lungs and one person who is amphibious, at least, so it shouldn't be a big deal for them to run down there and take care of that.
So one thing I'm curious about is I'm still noticing a lot of the duplicants, when they need to visit the restroom, they go running up to the outhouses upstairs.
Yeah.
But we have lavatories built for them downstairs.
I think I have to deactivate these. I have to disable them for them to stop using them. So let's go ahead and do that and see how we do with having these 2 lavatories.
See if that's still enough for all the foot traffic.
Yes. I think there's room down here, and they're gonna go to bed, so I'll just go ahead and try it out. I think there's room for one more lavatory down here if we need it. Yeah, there's room right there, and I think that the water pump will support one more. Maybe. I don't know. We are running all these things off of it. So, like, 2 sinks, 2 lavatories, and an electrolyzer.
And the showers.
And
Technically all part of the same system with the same pump.
Are they?
It just loops around, remember?
Yeah, but the showers are not using the water direct from the pump, are they? No.
I'm just saying that in a real system, that's where the pressure's coming from.
Right, right. Well, I think that the water sieve, because it runs on electricity, is considered to have its own pumping mechanism.
Right.
That's pumping the water that goes out to these showers.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this kind of Byzantine thing where wastewater goes into this water sieve, which goes out to the showers.
This is kind of reminding me, I think at one point we were going to disconnect the pipes that go in the outflow on the right-hand side into the Pee lake.
That's true, we were.
Because we're still losing water out the right-hand side every once in a while, when we wanted to make it a closed system.
Right.
So that all water coming out of the showers gets cleaned up and sent back. So there we go. Now we can see a lavatory flushing and some kind of yellowish water going into the purifier, and then clean water going out to the lavatory.
Clean water going out to the showers.
Right, sorry. Out to the showers.
Which is great, because now they will...
take showers all the time.
Yeah.
And then the shower kicks out some less dirty water, which goes back into the purifier.
Yeah, this is a nice setup here, I think.
I think in a realistic system, the fact that we keep pumping more water into the lavatory means at some point the pressure in the little loop between the showers and the cleaner should build up to the point that it explodes.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, we're adding more and more water into the system, and at no point does it leave or go back into the original place that it's pumping out of, you know?
It goes here. I don't know. I don't really know what you mean. I think that there's plenty of...
We'll find out. We'll find out if the game is complicated enough to have showers explode. That'd be exciting.
We do have some things in the plumbing area that might suggest, like we have a liquid valve, control the liquid volume emitted through pipes. That might suggest that later it might become a problem and we would have to regulate how much water is going where.
Or find a way to route some percentage of the clean water so that it goes back into the original reservoir.
Oh, the water sieve puts out some polluted dirt, which is fine because it can just go into this compost. We've got ways to deal with the waste that we are keeping out.
Is there any reason that we're keeping the oh, it's a gas trap of polluted oxygen. I'm trying to remember why we haven't knocked out that wall between the water cleaner and the old food storage. And that's because that's all not very breathable down there.
No, there's a lot of carbon dioxide, there's a lot of polluted oxygen over here. Actually, to reclaim some of that oxygen, I think I'll put a deodorizer down here.
Yeah. Somewhere Devin got their hands on a gallon of pee, and I don't know where that came from.
Huh.
Where did you find that, Devin? I hope it didn't come from under your bed in your own quarters. Where you're just long-distance trucker saving all your fluids until you can conveniently get rid of them.
Now, I think I talked about the deodorizer in our lost hour of or so
I think that's
of play.
true.
The deodorizer is one of my favorite little items in the game because so many of the things, once you get past the initial setup phase especially, so many of the things in the game that will help you with oxygen or water or whatever take power. Like the water pump needs power, the electrolyzer needs power, the carbon skimmer needs power, this water sieve takes power, everything takes power. But not this deodorizer. This deodorizer just runs on sand, but it can turn polluted oxygen, which is sort of this greenish oxygen that is off-gassed by stuff like pee and the compost heap and slime, which we have a little bit of over here, and stuff like that. It takes the polluted oxygen that comes off of all those things and it converts it into pure breathable oxygen with no need for anything but sand. And all it kicks out is clay. And it's just extremely handy when everything else to get oxygen, like this algae deodorizer and the electrolyzer, takes electricity. The only other thing that you don't need power for is the algae terrarium, but this uses a huge amount of algae and a lot of water. So the deodorizers are like your most efficient way to get oxygen.
To keep things breathable for the duplicants.
But you do need a significant source of polluted oxygen to convert into oxygen, which is not that hard to find because you can find a lot of these sort of rot biomes, slimy areas like this, that are full of polluted oxygen. So you can just make a little hole into there, and maybe I'll do that soon, is just make a little hole into here and park a deodorizer there and convert all this into good oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
See just like clouds of polluted oxygen down here.
Yeah, down there it looks gross as hell.
Let's do a little survey while we're out here, because I think they've got stuff to keep them busy while we look around. We've got a little farm area down here that we could break into.
Mm-hmm.
We already kind of went down a little ways, but we could keep going.
I think it's not very breathable down in there, though, so I don't know how often anyone stops by.
It is not very breathable here, but if you go down here, there's some oxalite. And so
you want to lower the ladder even further and connect it all up?
If we break in there, we're actually going to get some oxygen come to us from this rock as it...
I would just note, stop before you break in entirely and put in a door so that the light bug doesn't get out.
Well, do we want to keep a light bug down here? Because here's the thing. The light bug is good for growing these bristle blossoms.
Yeah.
But they're not growing down here because it's too hot.
Uh-huh.
So we might as well let it escape here.
All right, where would it go?
Because it would come up here.
Oh,
where
the other ones are and where they're helping the rest of the farm.
And where they are being kept by these
All right,
doors.
that's a good argument to be made.
Yep.
It is time for Operation Bug Freedom. Looks like Not the Grim Reaper is getting a little bit started on it.
Right, great. And let's see, I think I may have forgotten to tell them that they can harvest these things. So yeah,
Yep.
You guys can go ahead and harvest these. We'll go ahead and just say, if you ever encounter any of these things, team, you can go ahead and harvest these mushrooms, any of that stuff. We're not ever going to break into these areas probably anytime soon because this is all toxic. Oh, here's one of those algae terrariums.
We did break into this area almost.
That's right,
hey,
'cause
so
we're going down here.
we can get into the security door in this video.
Yeah, that's great.
Though people would have to do it while holding their breath because that area down there is marginally affected by the terrarium, right?
Yeah, well, the oxygen is floating upward.
Right.
So really what we should do is disable this one. Don't put any more water in this, guys.
Yep.
And we'll build another one down at the bottom.
Okay.
And then we'll make it habitable down here. We'll go ahead and put it kind of in the middle so that it gets into this area on the right once we open it up, hopefully, too.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so we'll prioritize that a little. And this. And we'll say, yeah, they need to come down here and submit a bioscan before it will open. So we'll tell them we want them to do that. Nobody's going to do it now because they're sleeping, so let's look around the map.
continue
more.
the survey.
Yeah.
See what else you can see.
So we've got chlorine and hydrogen. Chlorine, hydrogen.
A lot of chlorine.
Yeah, and normally when... I shouldn't say normally, but in a lot of the games that I've played so far, when you start out, you have an area that is sort of like, it's predominantly dirt, copper, sandstone, and algae.
Mm-hmm.
It's very livable and has a lot of the stuff that you're going to need starting out, because they don't want to completely screw you over.
Yeah.
But in a lot of the games that I've played, like immediately around you, there's a ton of those slime areas.
Mm-hmm.
Like these, right? And
very algae rich, but also full of slime.
Right, slime, which will make your little guy sick. But in this build, in this world seed, we have a ton more poison around us, and not really that much slime, comparatively. So I guess what that's to say that your opportunities for breaking into polluted oxygen areas and using those deodorizers, in other maps, those are going to be presenting themselves a lot more often. Probably. Here, not so much.
Should we be keeping an eye on that door? We don't want anyone to sneak down there and do that while we're not watching.
Oh, right. Let's pause. Oh, they're going to go do it now. Maybe. Locked.
Nope. They're going to try and get some oxygen down there first.
No, that's fair.
I would have thought we want the area to be breathable first.
Okay, well, if you want me to deprioritize the lock, I can.
Yeah, I think don't break in here until people can actually breathe. Otherwise, they're going to have to go running back up. Hey, there's Christomole.
There he is.
Grab that water that got dropped. Where are you going, Christomole, with that water?
Probably to the only bottle emptier that we have designated for clean water, which is over here. Right? Yep, here he comes.
Unless he's got some place to deliver it.
Copy.
So you're betting it's going back in the reservoir.
Yes.
Which certainly seems to be true.
No!
And at the last minute, intercepted! I should note it's also, as we're recording this, Super Bowl Sunday, so that is the one football reference you're going to get in this video. Hey, look at that. You cleared the sand, and now the crazy straw is lower. Now I truly believe you've put in more than 100 hours in this game.
Right? Maybe since we've already sort of extended down a ladder down into there, I'll go ahead and I'll start tiling around to bring this water level up.
Yeah.
Are you still insistent that this water has to stay in jail?
That is criminal water that you got using a cheat tool.
Okay.
The thing is, when we get our oxygen not included high score up on the wall in Twin Galaxies, along with all the other game-playing greats like Billy Mitchell, and when I'm going around giving interviews, hawking my hot sauce, and wearing my United States tie, I want us to be able to say with a clear conscience that everything we earned legit.
So count the King of Kong deep cuts in that last couple of sentences there. I think there were about 9.
If you haven't seen the documentary King of Kong, you absolutely should. It's a fantastic documentary film about some teenagers who got high scores on Donkey Kong and then found that that was one of the high points of their lives. And they're still playing Donkey Kong and letting documentary film crews follow them around while they worry about who's actually got the world's high score. It is amazing. You'll be introduced to the absolute character, Billy Mitchell.
Who was recently in the news. I mean, don't leave us hanging.
Oh, right. In addition to introducing you to Oxygen Not Included, we're also going to give you the up-to-date video game world headlines. So for those of you who have seen King of Kong, oh my gosh, you remember that sneaky videotape Billy Mitchell handed off that looks suspicious as hell? It was suspicious as hell! And now his high score has been stripped of him by the folks at Twin Galaxies because they think he was running an emulator. Yep, they slowed it down frame by frame to see how the Donkey Kong level came in, and it built out ladders first, like an emulator would, not from the side of the screen over like the actual arcade would.
Can't believe you remember that detail. Oh my god.
Look, we don't do things halfway here on our little video cast here. We have promised to our viewers that not only are we going to give them the hottest action of Oxygen Not Included,
We never
building out an
promised
ant
that.
farm. We didn't make that promise?
No.
Did we promise to give them up-to-the-minute updates from the world of video gaming?
No. We didn't.
I don't know what anyone's doing watching this thing. Why are you here? Look into your heart and ask yourself, is there not something else you could be doing? I hope at least you're multitasking. You're not actually watching. You're just kind of letting us play in another window so you could be like, oh yeah, I totally watched your video, Michael and Amanda. It was great. I remember that one part where you talked to me directly, and I was totally watching during that part. It was so funny. When you were like, you're probably not watching. Probably nobody's watching. You know, YouTube puts a hit count on. You guys can't fool us. We know how many of you chumps actually watch this thing.
Look, I just want to get in here and look at this little tentacle monster.
It looks like the oxygen's getting a little better. The little algae thing's doing its job.
I just put a priority on this door, so they should be coming over here. Here's the thing, like, all I have to do is open it, and we will be able to see into this, even if they don't go into it.
Yeah, they just feel like they have some house cleaning to do. Picking up all the rocks.
Yeah, but I didn't prioritize that. I prioritized the door. Come do the door.
What's the brown and blue rock at the bottom of the elevator? Or the bottom of the ladder?
That's not a rock. That is a pinch of pepper seed.
Wow,
So,
nice.
These plants that grow upside down are pinch of pepper plants. When you can access them and grow them, you get these nuts off them or something. That
Or seeds.
I don't think you can eat the seeds. You grow them from the seeds, but then you harvest nuts off them
Oh, okay.
or something. And then, is this it? Is this the nut? No,
That's another seed that looks different.
No, it is a nut. Pinch of pepper nut.
Oh, I see. They're stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. So these nuts are the things that you eat from them, and you can make bread with them, I think. Anyway, you can make like pepper bread with them. You
Yeah.
also need grain,
The
though.
flavorful nut of a pinch of pepper plant.
Yes.
So it makes the clones happier because you're giving them something with a little spice, a little kick.
Right. I can't believe no one is doing this door in this whole time we've been watching. I'm gonna have to fast forward. You guys, come do this door.
Made a mess.
What?
2 people made a mess.
What the hell?
So something about running all the way down there means that they didn't have time to get back to a bathroom?
They didn't do it here. We'd see it.
Oh, I know. They look unhappy. If you click on the made a mess thing, will it take us to where it happened?
Here?
What are we looking at? I don't see the... Oh, there's a little bit of water? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Someone decided to irrigate by peeing all over the plants.
Well, here's the thing. We did shut down the outhouses, and I wondered if they would have enough.
Maybe it's too hard for them to navigate all the way back to the lavatory in time?
Maybe it is kind of an out-of-the-way route to get down there, isn't it?
Is there any real cost to also leaving the outhouses going other than the fact that you gotta clean up polluted dirt? And the fact that it's gross?
It's a water use. Like, you've got to use water to keep them going.
And that water is just lost.
And that water's just lost. But I think that for now, at least, we'll open one of them back up.
All right.
Because we've got these wash basins going.
Yeah.
We might as well get some use out of this area
Mhm.
still. And we're not hurting for water. We've still got a whole water table we haven't broken into.
Is there any way that we could have them build easier navigation where they don't have to go all the way across the top of the map to get to the lavatory? Because
Well-
actually you could dig your way under that water table and then put a ladder up so that they could be going from the farm straight to the lavatory.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Although this is not a very breathable area. So they're probably not going to love it. But we'll see. I'll just set this up for right now, and yeah, that'll...
And actually, the fact that they left a bunch of urine down in the farm isn't the worst thing that could happen, because you got those drainage tiles.
Yeah, it's just going to go down here. It's not that bad.
It's going to get all over some...
I don't really know how this clean water ended up down here, though.
I don't know.
Where did that come from? Seriously, I don't see where it could have come from. Oh well, it's a mystery. Come get this food, please. Some food down here. Some other stuff down here. Alright, still no one's come to do this door. I really cannot prioritize it any higher than 9. So, what the hell, guys?
Someone else just made a mess.
What the hell?
They are completely failing to make it to the restroom on time from the farm.
Wow. So bad. You guys. Alright, let's prioritize this digging job here. I think you're right. We need to make a route for them.
And you can finish the ladder because they did the deconstruct.
Right. Alright. Oh! Christ. You guys! Look at that! Oh no! It got down here even though I built things so that it wouldn't get down, water wouldn't get down here.
Wow. Gross.
Just amazing amounts of pee from these little people.
So pretty much all of Deadly Spacerock smells like pee at the moment. And someone else is getting peed on the ladder, or there's water leaking down onto them from the dig.
What happened here?
I don't know. It's leaking through somehow. Can water pass through sand since it's a filtration?
It can, but this isn't sand, it's fertilizer. But I guess the fertilizer, this must be a new thing because I've done this before and fertilizer was so totally solid. But it's possible that now they've changed it so that fertilizer is more permeable, which kind of makes sense.
So we need to also have them build tile to keep that reservoir together.
Yeah. Let's do that with some urgency. We'll go ahead and do it here like this.
But they can't reach that.
Yeah, they can.
If you make them go all the way around, you want them digging though. Why not also just put tile on the left side of your L there? You know, where the leak is actually coming through. Take out the fertilizer and the sand.
Well, because then this water would just completely flood out in the time that it took them to dig it out and put a tile there. If I put it here, then there's going to be a dam.
I was just thinking it's already leaking, so.
Yeah, but it's only dripping right now. It's not flooding out.
Poor Zippy's just desperate to use the restroom. I think is currently soiling herself on the ladder wall in a waterfall of other water.
Yeah.
Zippy is just in a world of unwelcome fluids. Just, oh god, so gross. Zippy's gonna drown in it.
Okay, we need to maybe cancel this dig or deprioritize it until all this other stuff is taken care of.
Froggy's coming over here helping with the dig, even though Froggy was indicating that they needed to use the restroom as well, so they're probably gonna make a mess before they get back.
Everybody's falling apart.
The entire Deadly Spacerock is just becoming an open-air lavatory.
This is too much water to even get mopped up. It's kind of amazing that it's not coming down here. Oh, it can't come down here because of the...
Anyway, time for bed. Let's all crawl back into our beds, reeking of urine, our squishy feet going all the way up the ladder.
Oh, you guys.
Gasping at air because we've been in a low air environment the whole time. Look, 2 people are going to bed, desperate for the restroom. I guarantee we've got more messes coming tomorrow.
No.
Somehow closing those 2 stupid outhouses has just led to a cascade of filth.
Which is crazy because we were running the whole colony on 2 outhouses for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 lavatories.
Yep, made a mess.
No, why?
I knew it. Froggy said he had to go, and yet, did he before he went to bed? No. So now he's going to turn his bedroom into a goldfish bowl of pee.
Okay, I think this may be an occasion where we do a red alert.
All right, wake everybody up.
All right, so red alert, I don't think we've talked about it all yet.
We haven't done a red alert yet.
Red alert is a way to interrupt their sleep and say, no, go ahead and do work now rather than sleeping. Go do tasks.
Look, someone's coming to help that also needs to use the bathroom.
Great.
And I think Bonnie was indicating that she needs to use the bathroom. We are so close to even more bathroom disasters.
Can I prioritize the lavatories? I can't. To say, like, come and go to the bathroom at a higher priority than other stuff.
I mean, Bonnie's, like, putting food away instead of going. I can see that she needs to go.
God.
The lavatories are working, right?
Oh my gosh, look at this nonsense. Prioritize. This is gonna
Don't do that.
Yeah, this is gonna flood.
I mean, it's already flooding somehow.
It's coming through the fertilizer. Yeah, that's my bad that I didn't keep track of upgrades or updates to things like the...
Someone else just made a mess. Where's it at? 2 of them.
Great. This is unbelievable.
Wow.
You guys are falling apart. You're completely degenerating.
Some real Lord of the Flies. You can turn off the red alert because it's daytime now.
Oh.
There's a building, it says, that's broken. Something's overheated.
Some over here, too. Christ. There's still more. Alright, what overheated?
A battery?
Oh, I love it when this happens.
Huh. So there's a battery somewhere on the map.
Somewhere on the map, there's a battery that's broken. Let's see.
Not our battery.
Let's go up, up. It is so far off of the map.
We're not going to see that battery for quite a while.
This is an alpha build.
Yeah.
Lest you need the reminder. Yeah, there's...
Unless you thought someone meant to make a game where everybody lives up to their knees in pee. Like Pee Swimming Pool Simulator 2018 was not the intention here.
Well, I mean, the pee thing, that's something that happens in The Sims too. Like if you block off their bathroom, they will pee themselves. That's just a simulation thing, like to keep you on your toes or whatever. But that said, this seems excessive. I don't understand why they're all completely freaking out and losing it. Yeah, it's fertilizer is permeable in the game now, and I didn't know that.
Up by Little London, there's more pee leaking down.
Jesus Christ. Can I build here? I can't build here. Because the water pump is there. I may have to go deconstruct the water pump, move it up, and then tile this over. It's craziness. Craziness.
So we can now see that since we didn't let anyone sleep last night, everybody's moving a little slower than usual. They've all got their eyes heavily lidded.
Yeah, they're unhappy because they didn't get enough rest. Which, I mean, fair, but maybe you shouldn't have all pissed yourselves at once.
And even now, they got to cross the entire map to drop those pee jugs off and refill Lake Urine on the right-hand side.
Did anybody ever come down here and do this? You know
No,
what?
as a matter of fact, you should deprioritize it until they clean things up.
I'm gonna make that a 1. Don't ever come down here. Get your shit in order first. Oh my god. Seriously, I guess I'm just gonna have to deconstruct this. Which sucks. I don't want to do it, but...
Okay, quick note. As soon as you take that apart, you don't have working lavatories.
I know.
Okay. You haven't even gotten the outhouses back up and running.
Well, I prioritized getting them running
Yeah.
again. So...
I'm just envisioning a final state where Deadly Spacerock's corridors are end to end, just rivers of pee and everybody's swimming everywhere they have to go.
Look.
Like suitable Bonnie there. Completely submerged.
I'm gonna 9 prioritize this new new water pump. So that'll be fine. I also need to prioritize these blocks. They are already prioritized. Okay. Fine. Fine. Let's go. Let's get this moving.
There's water that needs to be mopped up by the research station.
That's not water, that's more pee. Filthy little animals. What a huge crisis this has become.
Oh, that's a sweep.
What do you mean?
The bottles that are already in Little London.
Oh, right, yeah. I wasn't even thinking that far ahead. Do we have enough calories to support more people? We do. Let's get more people. Because we can. And that way we can have help with this cleanup. I'm going to set up a new room. And get a new person. I'm just making an executive decision there that we're going to get a new person now.
I mean, the food situation's pretty good. There's 25,000 kcals in the entire colony.
Uh-huh.
So there's enough food for the 10 people we currently have. We can afford an 11th.
Yep. And we've got a pretty good food ecosystem going now with our farm.
Right.
2 farms. We've got stuff ready to harvest. We've got stuff that we've dug out that we haven't even
Picked up yet?
I think that we're fine. What we need right now, actually, let's plant these 2 while I'm doing stuff. But what we need right now is manpower to get us out of this disastrous pee situation.
This Pee-mergency, to coin a term.
Don't coin that term.
The term is coined.
No. Now they don't have any more of that stuff. Do they have any of this yet? Have we harvested any of that? No.
Nope.
Bet they could make this, but it's gross, so let's not. Never mind.
Meal lice regrettably preserved in vinegar. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, I think that the only reason that you would ever do that is if you didn't have a refrigerator.
Or if you just hated the duplicants.
Yeah, because it's not any tastier than the stuff that's meal lice that's raw.
Yeah,
basically.
it's just as gross as the raw stuff. It just won't spoil.
Yeesh. Terrible. All right.
So you're going to pick a new person?
New person.
Who has got strong mop skills?
Well, we know that digging bonuses gives them mop advantages too, so it looks like Bubbles may be our girl. Her decor expectation is 0.
She can eat terrible food.
She can eat bad food.
She just doesn't ever want to build anything.
That's okay. We
got plenty of builders. There's 10 other people that know how to build.
Right. Now I am a little tempted by a 12 strength dude. That's pretty amazing, but his decor expectation is high.
Yeah,
So
he wants a much fancier place than we can offer.
I mean, we've got some nice areas, but the current P situation is got to be ugly for any sensitive duplicates. I think what we're going to want is bubbles. But do we need to rename her?
Bubbles is a pretty good name.
You're right. I mean, I was going to maybe call her Mopsy. You know what? She can have 2 names.
Mopsy Bubbles?
Mopsy Bubbles.
Perfect.
Yeah, jump for joy, Mopsy. We are definitely bringing you into a wonderful world. You're
going to have time to regret, Mopsy. Not just, from the rough landing onwards. Thump. So let's follow Mopsy for a while. What's she gonna do in her first day? She picked up some rock? Where are you going with the rock, Mopsy?
I'll fast forward
Putting
a
it
little.
into storage?
Oh no!
Water's leaking over the
All
top
right,
there.
we have got to. We can't
Oh,
look at
mopping.
her when I'm got to deal with this stuff. This is craziness.
So by moving the pump up, you've upped the displacement of the water.
Well, I also tiled in a hole.
Right, so it pushed all the water up, and now it's going over the breach,
Right.
and more is leaking out.
Right. Okay.
Just a chain of disasters that started with about 50% of the population peeing in inappropriate spaces.
Yep. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell them to tile in at highest priority. Come build this up.
And then they're not going to be able to get through anymore, so you might need to dig out that dirt on the right. Because it's not too high anymore.
What dirt on what right?
Oh, welcome, Mopsy. Get to go right into ankle-deep water and a lack of oxygen and cold. She's just complaining about everything in her run across the map. Alright, I think you have stopped the flooding.
Yay!
There's a lot of mopping going on. Which is kind of nice, because if... Did you get the water hooked back up again after you...
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I? Is this working? Not
No,
pumping.
pipe blocked. Oh,
Alright.
because sand came in. They gotta dig out that collapsed sand inside the pit.
Is that it?
Isn't it?
This?
I'm guessing.
That shouldn't be
Nope.
affecting anything. It's covering the pipes, but the pipes shouldn't
Pipes
be
are in
affected.
the back wall. Alright, so what's got them blocked?
Well, let's see if it's getting power. First I'm going to go ahead and fill these in. Just so we know that this is tight.
Uh-huh.
We don't have to worry about it. Let's look at our electricity overlay.
It's got power.
Does it?
Oh, well, maybe someone's working on it there in the corner. There's some sparks.
What is going on there? Okay,
But it says pipe blocked. Pipe means water.
There's some dirty water in this for some reason. Is that little bit of dirty water a problem?
Shouldn't be an
somehow?
issue.
It shouldn't be, but this is a touchy alpha build, so sometimes it is a problem. Let's get the deconstruct tool, liquid pipes. Let's get it after the little bit of pipe that is sticking out there, in case it's complaining about that.
Uh-huh.
Like if it's like, well, sure, there's a liquid pump that's plugged in here, but there's also just a pipe gaping open down here.
Mm-hmm.
If it's confused by that, let's see if that helps.
Alright, Bert deconstructed it.
Let's also just have them dig out all this sand, actually, and then we can deconstruct these blocks and replace it with ladder again. because once this is gone, it will sink back down. Of course, they've got so much to do now. I'm gonna put them on ultra fast forward, I think.
There's a lot of sweeping they could be doing.
There's a lot of everything they could be doing. There's so much to do right now.
There's food sitting near the research station.
They didn't finish her bed, so Mopsy Bubbles has just got to fall asleep on the ladder. Poor little
While
girl.
sopping wet.
Aww.
Well, Mopsy, I'm sure that any excitement that you had about joining Deadly Spacerock by now has completely worn off, as you spent your first day getting completely soaked in water and pee. You're cold, you don't have a bed, you just had to sleep clinging to a ladder.
For all we know, duplicates love clinging to ladders to sleep.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can
possible.
hope.
I do hope. Oh, they can't do that. They can't get down there. God damn it. No wonder that wasn't happening. I blocked their ladder. There. Now, there we go. Well, slowly but surely, things are starting to recover.
Alright,
the
but
peepocalypse.
is the plumbing working again yet? Or is everybody still getting by with one outhouse?
I opened up both outhouses.
Okay.
Well, let's look at the plumbing overlay. Is this pipe locked? Huh? Alright, let me pause them. And see if we can get this set up. Like, how can I make it more connected than it is? It's connected. It's connected and it's plugged in, so what's the problem? I mean, the problem maybe is that they're full? I don't know. I mean, it's moving, look.
Remember what I told you about the water pressure? I think maybe it finally reached its limit.
Okay.
So why don't you connect up that outflowing pipe to feed into the dirty water out on the right to relieve some of the pressure?
Okay.
Because imagine, if you will, every time the water comes out of the pump and into the lavatories, it's adding 5 water to pick an arbitrary number. Then the lavatory is sending it into the cleaner. The cleaner's sending it into the shower. And the shower is sending it back, but this time it's meeting another 5 water from the pump. So now you've got 10 water making that final loop, and then you've got 15 water making that final loop. Yeah, so I think that was it. There was just too much water backed up in the final loop, and it couldn't move anymore.
Okay.
So by adding this little outflow, some of it is going to end up in the lake, and some of it is going to end up getting cleaned.
Alright, I think I wanna deconstruct it again, but we'll only deconstruct one block so that when we need this pressure relieved again, we can do it. Actually,
the other thing that you could do is leave the outflow into the dirty water, build a separate pump there, and have that pump go to the cleaner, so that your loop goes, clean water goes into, oh no, because
that uses so much power though, and it's redundant.
And you can't use the same cleaner twice.
Let's look at that water valve that I was looking at.
Oh, right. So maybe if the pressure builds up to a certain point, it starts feeding some out?
So controls the volume permitted through pipes. This doesn't tell me a lot, actually.
It doesn't say anything about how it works.
No. I have never used this before.
So what would we do? We just build it on that outward pipe and then see what kind of settings it's got?
Yeah, more or less.
Huh.
Okay, I need to make it so that the white is the input, the green is the output. It cannot be built through tiles, so it would just have to be like, ugh, gross. Just hanging somewhere. I guess. I don't like anything about this.
Well, we could set this aside for a moment. There's no research currently selected, and there's new stuff available under Utilities, Refinement, and Stations.
Building this anytime soon, I don't think, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it there to remind myself about it, and look at the research. So, smelting they have discovered. Animal control, plastic manufacturing. We might as well do this first because you need plastic manufacturing before you can do animal control. Not that we are ever even close to getting plastic because we haven't even discovered oil.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we should research improved plumbing. Never mind, let's do that.
Yeah, we're having problems figuring out how to not overload the pipes with water, so... Actually, is there any way that we, as human beings outside the game, can also benefit from this research?
How do you mean?
I would also like to learn how any of this works without having to sign up for community college. I just want the video game to teach me about plumbing.
Don't know that you're in any luck there.
Well, now that we've recovered from the liquid emergency... Is the next thing we do try and convince them to open that door, and then that's the end of our video?
Sure. Let me go ahead and get this set up to build this thing.
Mm-hmm. And then deconstruct the one in the middle?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. What?
There is no middle?
That's confusing. Alright.
Oh, you know, the green has a... I don't know. Wonder if it expects you to go in another direction with it.
Like...
Or stack them vertically. Yeah, like that. And then deconstruct those two top ones. Something like that.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's slow them down.
Hey, someone's taking a shower.
Hooray. Sure, because there's water in the pipes. Even if the pipes are all jammed up a little bit, there's still water in them. Okay, so let's make the door a priority and see if that works this time, because before we had it 9 priority and still nobody bothered to come down and unlock it.
It is a long way for them to travel.
I guess.
I'll give them that.
I guess.
Amazing Amazo's coming down to put some water in the algae. Is he going to be the one to make the hop and open the door?
I mean, it's breathable down here for sure now.
Yeah. Bert, more water? You gonna open the door? Okay,
Nope.
What are we missing? If you click on the door, is there something where we have to submit bioscan? Click that button.
I've done that. I've clicked this button.
I mean, they can reach it. It's
They
a
can
short
reach
hop.
it.
I don't know why nobody's interested.
You know what? Let's just see if that helps. We'll put a tile there so that they can have no excuse. Come build this tile and then step across into this brave new world.
Alright, so not the Grim Reaper is going to maybe build the tile?
No.
Nope. Swipe the extra water and left.
Crystal
Mole made it!
That a boy! Way to go! Finally!
We're in! And now he's going to go to bed. He just found a miracle and set free a tentacle monster. Time to call it quits.
What the hell?
So it just spat out polluted oxygen. Huh.
So here's our new area.
Fantastic. So someone had a little base here, and apparently that thing was a pet that made polluted oxygen for it. What a weird little pet. Does it have a name? A morb.
Morbs are attracted to decomposing corpses.
Okay, so it's a garbage eater.
A corpse eater specifically. It's like a carrion worm.
Huh.
From D&D. Which, that's
well, it's
charming.
probably not going to attack anyone, so you can just ignore it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
So this was somebody's research station from the look of it.
Yeah, just a desk. A light.
A broken light.
Security
door. Another desk, some lockers.
Look at this.
Rummage. Heck yeah, we'll steal some dead scientist stuff. And then, the big obvious thing with the brain, a neural vacillator.
Which we can assign to somebody. So we can tell somebody to come down here and do
and
this.
attach themselves to a giant monster brain and see what happens.
Who do you nominate for neural vacillation?
Oof. I don't know.
Should
Find anything
I...
good, Bert? Can we see what they're opening? They're putting some stuff on the floor, right? What do they find?
Let's see.
Warm sweaters.
Nice.
Nice. Who was getting cold? The new person.
Yes.
Bubbles.
Mopsy Bubbles can come and get herself a sweater. You know, the surest way to get her down here for her sweater is to assign her to this vacillator. Should I reveal from my other games what happens with this thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, as a matter of fact, this might be the hook that we end the video on. So if you have a thought about which of the people living on Deadly Spacerock should have their neurons vacillated, which literally speaking means just shook back and forth, but who should be hooked up to this mad scientist machine? Should it be Zippy? Should it be the Amazing Amazo, Bert the Pretty Good, Not the Grim Reaper, Suitable Bonnie, Dream Date Turner, Froggy Frankie, Devin Enby, Grillmaster Sven, Christomole, or the newest, Mopsy Bubbles? Go ahead, vote in the comments, or write it on the wall of your own home.
We'll know.
We'll know. We can see it. Thanks for joining us, and next time, someone's brain's gonna get scrambled.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.